Hello, YouTube. We're here with my brother Tempo. We're going to be playing a couple of games of Druid. As you can see, it's Carnival Clown Druid. But we're actually going to toss the Carnival Clown. You were saying toss the clown and
Keep the rest.
keep the
Do the
rest.
cold
Okay,
tooth mine for the lowest card on 2, and then ramp out a Primordial Protector, win the game. Easy clap.
right on. So YouTube. We've kind of put this deck together on the fly. We're playing it at gold 10 because I am a wild main, as you guys know if you've watched Gaming with Glare in the past. But we are sort of grinding our way, or I am anyway, to legend. Hopefully this month. I haven't hit legend in I think it's been like 6 months. I've just been maining wild, but I can't get any traction in wild for some reason this month. So here we are. Do we ever
Nope.
like coin guess the weight? No, you don't think so?
Nope. We cold tooth mine for the 1 and 3 on hitting second Lightning Bloom, and then turn 3 Primordial Protector and win the game.
My brother sees the lines like an oracle. He's the oracle of Hearthstone.
Easy peasy.
Ooh.
That's scary.
Yeah, but he doesn't have it anymore. I think we go Lightning Bloom Overgrowth, right? That would be my play.
I'd still go for cheapest. It's still 1 and 3 that would just win the game on turn 3.
Okay.
And if we don't, then we Bloom Overgrowth next turn, and still the same amount of ramp. It's not like it gets us anything out
You
like a
mean
turn sooner.
coin Overgrowth, right?
Yeah, it doesn't get us anything out like a turn sooner.
Yeah.
Like if we coin Lightning Bloom Overgrowth this turn as opposed to Overgrowth turn 4.
We could do it again.
And we didn't hit the card,
So it is
which is
just
sad.
coin Overgrowth,
So
right?
yeah,
Okay. So Tempo, how you been, man? You've been
very
been good. You've been playing some Ellie Shaman in standard. I
yep,
sort of
doing some smorking.
yeah. I took your inspiration with that deck, and I played like 15 games with it. We were playing together a couple days ago, right? And I
Yep,
like the idea. I like the smork.
feels pretty good.
It does. It feels good to
It
play.
it just directly counters the Druid if they don't Kazakusan on turn 3 or 4. So, which they don't normally.
They don't, but
So
like turn 5 though.
yeah, boy.
Yeah. So do you think it's double innervate or
Primordial
lightning?
Protector.
Yeah, but is the double innervate or the primordial or the lightning blow better? Do you think?
Nine. So there's a lightning bloom in our deck. This innervate isn't generated, right? I wasn't fully watching. These are both
They're
our
both
natural
from the
innervates.
deck. Yeah, they both got drawn with Cold Tooth Mine. Wait, no, one of them got drawn with Cold Tooth Mine. One of them we drew naturally.
Well, either way, there's no reason not to innervate before lightning bloom, right? Because it's the same amount of stuff, but it doesn't overload.
Yeah. So just
Unless
double.
there's a next turn that we see, which I don't think there is.
I like this.
And then he dies.
Seems pretty good.
Yep.
Ooh.
Nice top
Big
ball.
minion. And we drew a survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we won't need both of them, but
All right.
you never know.
Decent turn 4.
It's not turn 4. He's on
Ah,
-7 now.
yeah, he also
Oh,
overgrowth because he's a gamer.
He did.
I'm pretty sure we coin overgrowth, right? It's
Yeah.
just turn 4, casual.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Raid Boss Onyxia and Lightning Bloom are guaranteed off of Capture Cold Tooth Mine.
Ooh, that's pretty good. I do like doing that.
The Onyxia, right?
We do know he's a Glowfly gamer, which could be kind of sketch if he Glowflies next turn, but I don't think a Cenarian Ward prevents a Glowfly next turn.
Do you want to guess the weight instead?
Well, we're always guess the waiting if we're getting most expensive, right? Because we're getting a next game.
I guess I'm asking you: are we going for Lightning Bloom or are we going for Onyxia?
I think we're going for guess the weight because
So guess the
ramp
first, or
yeah, because ramp Cenarian Ward doesn't prevent his Glowfly Swarm at all, and then probably more. I don't know exactly your list, but probably more.
Primordial.
Then you moonlit for a card. A good card.
Should have played Moonlit. That was to throw.
I'll let you do.
Didn't have enough time to
Oh,
pick from the
damn.
Moonlit, but yep.
This is okay.
I think we're chilling.
We might not. We wanted to look for most expensive so we could Onyxia and then kill his Glowfly Swarm turn. This turn.
Okay.
Because that's what he's doing. Because he ran the 3 mana draw 3.
He is running Yogg's around Master of Fate, though.
Oh, yeah. He's still, chances are, a Glowfly deck.
Okay.
But
it makes it less good that he has
maybe
like,
not.
Heart of Cthulhu with that. It's like anti-synergy.
Okay, so we have both survivals. What's your next expensive spell? Is it another Cenarian Ward?
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing you can do, or you could.
I almost want to go like Lightning Bloom.
No, we want to do that. So then next turn,
Cenarian,
I want to do the Primordial. So next turn, if it sticks, we can go Lightning Bloom Solar Survival and just kill him.
Oh.
I do like killing him.
I like the Array and Forge Rings too.
Yep.
Good card.
He does it. Oh, okay. He's looking kind of dead.
What are you thinking here? It's a shame we don't have Innervate to go.
I mean, I'm thinking he's looking dead is what I'm thinking.
Talk me through. Do you think it's a Cenarian Ward? Go face? Do you think? I don't think we want a Lightning Bloom to be able to play Survival. That seems weird.
Are we resizing for an 8? We could resize for an 8 and then Lightning Bloom Survival, like Lightning Bloom Solar Survival. Or no, wait, we don't. Never mind. Yeah. We could still do that though. That still looks.
I'm leaning towards Cenarian and then resizing because we have 8 mana stuff to do.
8 and 6. If the resizing hits Lightning Bloom, we can play an Onyxia right now and then kill him next turn. That looks pretty good.
So how do we do it?
No.
Does it
no,
work?
we can't.
Okay. I'm gonna play a Cenarian Ward. Committing to that.
Sure. Yeah, this is fine.
Resizing for Innervate's fine.
One of the mana cards. Yeah, this is good.
He can't have Spreading Plague, but he can have Scale of Onyxia.
Yeah, Scale of Onyxia is just the good Druid answer card right now.
I feel like that's the case in Wild too. I'm playing a version of Kazakuzan that I sort of modeled on what I saw other people playing in Wild, and I'm not running Plague, but I'm running Scale of Onyxia, and it feels really good because you have like Floop, Squarius, Gloop in Wild, which I mean I've had just insane like 30, 40 mana turns on like turn 7.
That's
which is mana. Turn 5 a lot of the time, right? Because you're ramping so much. It's fun.
Yo.
Yeah. Kazakuzan is, I mean, it's oppressive, but it's really fun. Yep. He's done. He needs to like naturalize this.
Oh.
He already,
that works, maybe?
How did he have 2?
Okay.
Okay, this is good.
Okay.
This is good. He's dead.
Okay.
Good luck, sir.
Yeah, he's looking pretty dead.
He has given us fodder and activated our weapon. Like, that was such a low roll for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's exactly
you overkill him, though.
He's exactly dead on board, so I'm just going to play a clown.
Or you could Solar Lightning Bloom survive. Oh, no, that doesn't work.
No, it
sad
not.
Panda. Very sad Panda.
That was a game.
It was.
It was. So recap. Why did we beat the other Druid?
Primordial Protector. Smile.
Primordial Protector, yep. And he burned his first Yogg Master of Fate, maybe? Also, he's running Yogg Master of Fate?
Just Primordial Protector. Smile, I think.
Okay. I did mess up that one turn, so it's very possible that we would have won, like, a turn faster, right? If I had if I'd set
Maybe.
up to if I'd APM that turn or like known what I was trying to do. Still
Oh, with
learning the
the
deck for sure.
drawing expensive card one.
Yeah,
Maybe?
yeah. Like I didn't know
Yeah.
what we were aiming for, and then
Yeah.
you were like, play the lightning bloom, and then play solar lightning bloom, and then your
Hmm.
bossy mix. Yeah, you had like that interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were gonna. I was like trying not to get thrown off, and I ended up taking too much time. I think.
You're
Anyway, so what I usually do,
pretty good.
yeah, that deck destroys. I'll
It's
usually do like,
literally just. I mean, we kind of want to fit a second wild growth in, but I couldn't find room. I was looking like I did the whole thing where I look through the
the
highest
whole
win rate
collection.
decks and everything,
Oh
and
wow, okay, doing like hardcore research.
yeah, and I ended up on the list, but it only ran one wild growth, but it feels like it wants two, but I don't know.
Yeah. So I'll
That's the only
usually
thing.
separate the games with like it's not one take in case it's like a game I want to edit out or like include only a part of or whatever. Makes
Hmm.
it easier for editing. So I'm going to stop the recording and then restart it with the next game that we play. Sound good?
Here.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're gonna hop into another game with this clown druid in standard. Just gonna hear quickly from my brother about why he stopped playing the deck.
Yeah, it's a really fun deck when it works. It's a really not fun deck when it doesn't work, and that kind of all hinges upon whether you draw the wild growth, overgrowth, lightning bloom ramp cards. Because if
Yeah.
you draw them, you almost always win, and if you don't draw them, you almost always lose. So it's kind of a just did you draw them or not situation.
And then you'll notice. Let me quick hop over to the deck list. The list that I'm running right now, I'm only running one wild growth. And Tempo, you had said that you'd looked over like websites or perused like different other lists that were similar, trying
Yeah,
to find space for the wild growth. I think the most out of place card is Vandar, but you've said it's really good. We just haven't played
it's
enough games where it's
yeah.
been
It's just
useful.
another ramp card
Okay.
where you're just running it instead of the second wild growth right now.
Yeah, and I'm not
Because
sure. I mean, you've played more games than I have, but I'm not sure if
it's
it belongs over the wild growth.
it's it's a much higher win rate when you play it on turn 4 than when you play wild growth on turn 3,
Mm-hmm.
basically. But wild growth like turn 8, 9, 10 when you're drawing with it is
Better than just
a
holding Vandar.
it's a little bit better than Vandar, but Vandar is still really good when you play it later because it makes your clown cheaper, so you can corrupt it a bit easier.
That makes sense.
Same with Strongman. It's basically it's a very similar card, but when you do the high roll thing, it high rolls harder. So, but I would like to just also have two wild growths.
Wouldn't it be nice in a lot of ways if you could like have a deck that was between 25 and 35 cards, or
Yeah.
if you could sideboard cards in like Magic,
Yep, that'd be
that'd be
cool.
really cool. Or if they had
Yeah.
tournament support for Wild, or a lot of things.
Yeah.
Good game, but I would love to have more anyway more support for the Wild community and more support for uh, competitive game modes other than BGs and standard. But that's
Yeah.
just me.
Basically, this is a really, really good deck when there's decks that don't have insane AoE removal and don't do stuff super early. Like this is
Yeah.
really good against stuff like Freeze Shaman
Is it
because
really?
they'll just chill and not do much early, and you'll also chill and not do much early, and then you play a full board of clowns, and they're like, "I freeze your clowns," and you're like, "Oh no, I wait a turn and then kill you." It's like,
Yeah, because they don't have Shutter in standard, right? There's no way for them to like infinite
yeah,
chain.
they freeze your stuff, but then they can't get past your taunts or your armor gain, so you just kill them.
Yep, that was really kind of a funny description. You're like, yeah, freeze shaman, and you just chill and wait. It's
Yeah.
freeze, chill,
Wait.
whatever.
Basically, it's a really good deck against decks that are just doing not much on the first few turns.
Yeah.
It's it's
How does
this
it
kind
do
of the
into
same as Wild.
Kazakhstan? That deck we just played against, where we were playing against somebody who was on. Yogg, Master of
It's
Fate, we kind of destroyed, but
it's the same thing as the mirror, where or the Kazakhstan mirror, where like whoever hits more ramp is probably gonna win. It doesn't matter
does it
what you do after the ramp.
all come down to Guff?
It all comes down to
Is Guff the
Lightning
homie?
Bloom. It's all Lightning Bloom Guff overgrowth, but
Yeah.
we also run Vandar and a Wild Growth, so we technically ramp more often.
Hmm. Yeah, you're looking at the deck here, and we've got like, I mean, the first half of the deck is just ramp and draw, and then we've got our
Yeah.
expensive stuff that gets cheapened to like completely playable with Vandar. I like this deck a lot.
It's
Um,
kind of the difference. We might want to put in the good card, the Rush Boys, because it's the one answer to blanking on the name
are you
for
talking
some
about
reason.
Park Panther?
No,
What are you?
no,
What are
no.
Druid of the
Scale of
Claw.
Anixia.
Druid
Scale of
of the Claw.
Anixia.
Yeah.
Because the way we lose is against the spell version of
Mm-hmm.
Kazakhstan Druid instead of the ramp to Kazakhstan version. When they just get a bunch of 2/2s or 2/1s, we don't have great answers to that if
But
they
like
do it before we do our thing.
Raid Boss Anixia gets discounted by Vandar though. You want
Yeah,
like an
so like
addition. What do we cut?
if they Anixia before us, then a scale answers it, or if they Glowfly before we do our thing, then a scale answers it. That kind of thing.
What do you want to cut for it? We could cut
Um,
Cenarian Word.
I think the worst
Ooh, we could
cards in
cut
the deck.
Solar Eclipse probably. That we were talking throughout that last game, and you wanted to like cheat stuff out with Solar, and like it's awkward. You can't Solar
Hmm.
Lightning Bloom Anixia when
Yeah,
you
I
need to,
mean,
right?
the worst cards in the deck are definitely Cenarian Ward, Solar, and Resizing Pouch,
Mm-hmm.
but it just depends what you need to put in.
I'm down to ditch the Solar for the Anixia. We could also ditch Cenarian, and then if we've already drawn the
If you're cutting
survivals, the
Solar
primordial
Cenarian, yeah.
pulls. You think we pull the Cenarian too?
I mean, I never had it in my deck. It seems fine just because
I've
you're Druid.
Everybody's running it though, like in
Well,
every
well,
Druid, right?
everybody's running it in. No, the Glowfly deck doesn't run it. Right now.
Oh, okay.
You're choosing between running Glowfly or running Solar Cenarian.
I kind of like Umbral Owl. Is that ever a play?
Kazakhstan.
Because we're running Survival of the
I had
Fittest.
it. I think I had it in mind.
Maybe we run one copy, and then if you high roll with Moonlit, it lets us run the
Definitely
Wild Growth.
Let me see if I can find what mine had again.
Okay.
I have to reopen my tracker. Can you even have the tracker open without Hearthstone open? Might have to reopen Hearthstone.
I don't know.
I think I do.
You aren't opposed to the Umbral Owl though?
Um,
I think I like
not
it because
not off the bat. I'm not like I want it in the deck, but I'm not opposed to it yet.
okay.
Okay. So what I had.
Do you think one could be replaced with Wild Growth? One of the owls on the list I've got now.
Yeah. So I mean, there's two ways to play this deck. I think there's a Guardian Animals version and there's this version, and both are probably good,
Yeah.
or at least like playable.
I mean, that last game and the game before it felt very good.
And I think
But
with the new, like after the expansion, we probably want the Scale of Anixia,
oh
which
yeah,
makes
totally.
me. You have to probably cut the Guardian Animals stuff to run Scale of Anixia, which makes me think this might be better now.
Okay.
Um,
Talk to me
so
about what
then
makes you think that Scale of Anixia is better.
it's just such a good card.
But you're changing your list completely over to this version, right? You're like cutting a big part of the deck.
Well,
What makes that worth?
my list is from before this expansion came out.
I know, but
So
they're
then
basically the same, right? It's just a couple new
it's
cards got added.
it's changing Guardian Animals for Scale of Anixia, and Scale of Anixia is just Guardian Animals, but it's 2 card slots instead of 6.
Yep. That's what I
Um,
because it does the same thing, right? The rush beasts and
it does a very
yeah.
similar thing.
I mean, you
It's
don't
not as
draw with it. It's not
powerful.
as powerful, but it's
It's
whatever.
not as powerful, but it costs one less.
It does.
And like the overgrowth curves into it better, and it only costs 2 deck slots. Like there's a lot of upsides.
And if you're running Onyxia, you think you're running a closer list to what I have.
Um,
That's like your take.
I think if I were to remake the deck off of my list right now, I would cut the 6 card Guardian Animals package, put in second Wild Growth, put in 2 Scale of Onyxias, and then what 3 cards? It might be Resizing Pouch. And then what do you have that I didn't
I have
before?
Umbral Owl, and I have
Yep, so I would
something.
probably change it to this, and then maybe the owl is something else.
Okay, what else can the owl be? It could be Malygos, maybe.
I don't love Mally because we already have. We don't need more value. We need
What
to
about
get
Germination?
to the big card.
I guess we have. It's
Same
really only for
thing.
Onyxia.
Yeah,
It could
it's
be
the
for the
same
Umbral
thing.
Owl too. But...
The point of the deck is once we get to our power turn, we already won the game, so we don't care about what happens after the power turn. We just care about how we get to our power turn.
Okay. Um,
So, now type in mana, see if there's anything we're missing. I don't think
Glowfly
there is.
Swarm could go in. Like I know there's a whole other build, but we could just like tech a Glowfly Swarm.
Glowfly's kind of meh, because that makes you want to run
Best
more
in
draw stuff.
Shell. We could run Best in Shell. Nourish maybe.
Best in Shell's okay.
What about Omu?
Mm-mm. It's
Probably
the
not.
same thing where you already have enough mana to do your thing if you're doing an Omu turn. You
Yeah.
just want the stuff that gets you to your Omu turn. So either ramp or removal or draw. Nature studies is good.
Yeah, I thought you were against
It's
nature
not like
studies. It's not
I'm
crucial.
not against it. I don't think it's in like the top 10 cards in literally any druid deck in the history of the game. Like a lot of people think it is, but
I think I like Umbrella Owl more.
it's good.
I'd rather Moonlit into Owl more of the time, and it gets affected by survival of the fittest in a huge way.
I like studies more, but I could see.
Maybe if I'm going against like a
Does
certain
Jerry
archetype,
Rig
or
do anything?
does it? It gets you Cold Tooth Mine, and that's it. I think. Yeah, that's
Not
it.
really.
It's kind of cool.
Lunar Eclipse is pretty good.
What are we cutting? Just to put one Lunar Eclipse in?
It would be Owl. I mean, the most cuttable card's Resizing Pouch.
Yeah, I'm down to cut Resizing Pouch. It doesn't mean we don't have any one cost stuff, although I guess we're putting Nature Studies in instead, right?
I mean, I just don't love the Owl generally. It's the same thing where, like, if you've already played enough spells for it to be a good card, you're already winning. Like, we're not spamming a bunch of cheap spells, right? We're not like Kazakhstan Druid, where we're not doing stuff early game
No,
unless we're
but
ramping.
I mean, if it costs 4, it's okay. If it costs 3, it's like pretty good. And then if you get the survival on it,
I mean, if it costs 4, it's just a worse Lunar Eclipse,
yeah, but
right?
there's a high roll potential.
The high roll is still just it being slightly better than Lunar Eclipse,
Lunar Eclipse is a good
I
card. I
think.
mean, I don't have like a great way of defending the card because I haven't played with it in this deck, but also
I
like
mean, the thing the deck loses to is aggro. The deck is trying to beat control decks.
yeah,
That's kind of the
and then
idea
it
of the
runs
deck.
like 2 cards scale of Nixia for the control combo stuff. I mean the aggro stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And scale is still just good against control.
Yes. Good card. I want to try this list with Umbrella Owl instead of what did we have before? We have Scale of Onyxia, Umbrella Owl in my build, and one more Wild Growth. Instead of
Cut Cenarian stuff,
the
I think.
Cenarian and Solar cards.
Mm-hmm.
This seems better to me.
Yeah.
Although Cenarian might be better than the Umbrella. Maybe I put Cenarian in with a cut of a Wild Growth and an Umbrella, but
I don't love Cenarian Ward. I think it's only great when you have Solar Eclipse.
yeah.
I
I think
think
it's too many deck
Lunar.
slots, right? Similarly to what you were talking about with your build,
Yeah.
where like
Yeah, I think Lunar and
yeah.
Nature Studies are probably just the generally good cards. That Lunar Nature Studies or like Bog Beam is kind of just a worse Nature Studies, but
Worse Lunar, you mean?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Lunar and Nature Studies are probably the two best
I want to try this build and see
stand-ins.
what feels like it's working, um,
Sure.
and see if maybe you only run like one scale of Onyxia because you have Raid Boss
You
Onyxia, which is just
are
better.
you are a Gidra gamer, I've noticed. Gidra's decent in
I
this.
was shown the light of Gidra by Oddlaw in aggro
It
druid. It's very good
it's
in that
not
deck.
bad in this list. It's not bad at all. It's
Yeah.
kind of the same thing as Owl in this.
Yep.
Except if you're you like Gidra, I think. So
It's not like I like the card. I just
yeah.
beautiful card. Great artwork. No, I don't know, dude. I would generally go with Umbral Owl over Gidra, I think.
Okay.
But at least in this build, Gidra
Mulvrick
can
is
definitely.
also another card if you're just trying to
Mulvrick.
do anti-aggro one-ofs.
Yeah. Mulvrick is not as good if you get him off of Movement Guidance, though.
Sure. Sure.
Which is a big reason why I feel comfortable running one copy. Like, usually I'd want to run 2 copies of a card like Umbrella Owl, but I have 3 copies. I get Movement Guidance and do it. I'm gonna play a game with this.
Can we have 2 Guffs?
Can we? Yeah, you can.
That'd be cool.
You can
Technically.
totally have 3. You can have 3.
You can have
if you want.
3.
3 Guffs, all the Guffs. Yes.
Yeah. More Guff.
And Guff
more
is broken. It costs like 7, right? Like it should just
Super
be.
balance.
It should cost 12. It should be impossible to play.
Yep. They nerfed the rogue hero card instead of the better one.
Well,
but hey,
the rogue hero card was in the best deck in the game, though.
It was in the best deck in standard, but
yeah,
not a better card, just in the better deck.
Well, they don't do nerfs, unfortunately, in a vacuum. They react to the meta as it is in standard, which is unfortunate.
Yep. Which means in a few years, if they keep releasing Druid stuff, we're gonna see Guff be disgustingly broken and Rogue Hero card be complete trash. Which it already is.
8 mana for the Rogue Hero card's a lot.
Yep. And 5 mana, which gives you a mana, is much less.
And even in that case, it's like 5 mana in the decks that I play in Wild anyway. You guys would know if you're watching for the 13th or 14th week in a row this series. I play Celestial Alignment deck, so then it costs 1 mana and gives you a mana, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, 0 mana gain 5 draw card tends to be pretty good.
Yes. It honestly, I feel like it shouldn't give you armor. Right? Like, why does it need to give you armor?
It shouldn't give you a full mana crystal.
It should be a empty mana crystal, right?
Yeah, it should just be wild growth instead of a full mana crystal. It's just wild growth.
Let's analyze this card really quick, right? So it's
right.
wild growth.
It's wild growth, but you pay
cheat,
2.
Cheat so you can have 20 mana.
So let's put it this way. It's a very simple representation. You take wild growth, you add 2 mana cost to it, except it's only 1 because it gives you 1.
It gives you back a mana crystal, and
so it's wild growth, and then you add 1 mana gain 5 draw card to it.
And you draw that card and can play it, which means if you draw a biology project or an innervate, you can immediately ramp with the hero power.
It's decent, you know.
Or draw a card if you need more cards.
It's
pretty good. It's pretty good. And there's already Lightning Bloom and Innervate in the game.
It's okay.
On turn 1 very consistently when you
Let's put it this way. It's a Furious Howl plus a 2-mana Wild Growth in one card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
+5 armor. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
Furious Howl.
Furious Howl
It's
is not. Oh, Ferocious Howl.
Ferocious Howl.
Furious Howl.
Yeah.
Furious Howl. It's kind of like that. I wasn't gonna question it, but
Yeah, it's Ferocious Howl plus 2-mana Wild Growth in one card, which should cost one more, but it costs one less for some reason. So,
yeah, they wanted this to be a good deck, I guess.
yeah.
This deck being any deck that runs Guff in it. So, we're gonna hop into another game. Let me transition between the two, just by saying that we're gonna hop in. We're gonna skip over the animation of the what is it? The rolling. What would you call that tempo? When you're queuing into play, like the casino thing, right? The queue. Yeah, thank you. We're gonna skip over the animation of the queue, and we'll be right back.
Everything is fun.
All right, so we found a game. It's the mirror, no surprise. Well, not the mirror, but like another.
Oh,
grid.
my games yesterday.
Oh, we won the game, boys! We won the game. Do you see this hand?
Would you look
Do
at
you
that?
see this hand? We even have the coin. We can play
Yeah,
Moonlit
love
Guidance
to
this
see
turn.
it.
Do we dump everything and cry? Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a good, this is a
Yeah,
good
of
one.
course.
This is a good one.
GG.
Oh man, how does he win?
Good question. Well, I mean, he could guff you right now, and then
He can't.
you know.
He would literally have to have
Yeah.
Guff.
We have
He
it.
would have to have Guff, but we have 4 cards. There's no way.
No, he could have Bloom Guff.
Do we ever hold it? We always just play it, right?
Yeah, you just do the thing. It's pretty powerful.
It is.
And you do the thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's a 0-mana Wild Growth. You do it.
Yeah. Seems good. That was fun.
Better than Wild Growth. It's a full mana crystal, but just Wild Growth here.
I love queuing into a Royal Flush. It feels great.
Yep. Nice mirror.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. His Guff.
Oh. He's a man of culture.
Okay. We have a game on our hands, except we have a Scale of Onyxia, so probably not.
No, we do. Yeah.
Maybe. If he does,
are we gonna
something very strong here.
Looking for like ramp or something next turn, or do we Wild Growth to try to get to Onyxia? Are we gonna gamble with the Moonlit Guidance or play the Wild Growth?
We're definitely gaining mana because we need to get to Scale of Onyxia, so we're always hero powering for mana. That's just always happening.
I guess it all depends what we top deck. Resizing Pouch. We're always.
That makes me wanna resizing Pouch because we can gain mana and then Wild Growth and then resizing Pouch.
Yep. This is crazy. Lightning Bloom. We got all the good ones. Lightning Bloom or Innervate?
Bloom.
Yeah, always Bloom, right? Pretty much.
Pretty much, unless there's like something you want to innervate out right now, where like your curve works out perfectly next turn for innervate or whatever. But
yeah, I just want to point out to anybody who's watching that it's his turn 4.
Oh,
he's high rolling us, and he's like,
he's running not the standard list too.
Or gold 9, so people run lists that are idiosyncratic to themselves. So it's going to be
what a gamer.
Gain a mana, Skill of Nixia.
Yep. And then we can kill some stuff. What can we kill? Not as much as we want.
14 damage, so we can kill the 2/5s and damage the 2/6.
That buff really hurt us.
Yeah. So we can leave one of our dudes up and kill the 2/5 and the 2/6.
We don't have buffs in the deck, right?
We have Survival of the Fittest.
That's it.
I think we have to. Like, kill
so we just killed the
stuff,
2.
right?
We just killed the 2/6, and that's it. Because we can moonlit into Bloom Survival next turn.
I don't want to die to
We don't die to anything.
Arbor Up, right?
We die less to Arbor Up if we get the Survival. Unless he trades, in which case we're gaining a bunch of health. We're just dead. We're just dead to it anyways. Like playing around it. Like there's no point in playing around it because we're just dead to it. regardless, right?
Yep. We would take Carnival Clown or Primordial Protector also, right? Because we would get Moonlit Guidance, or we would get the Strongman. I mean,
And it depends what he does a little
well,
bit.
he did the Arbor Up thing. We lost, and
He
we
did
did
the thing.
Yeah, he did.
He did. We did the thing, but he
That's another
played.
Strongman. So
He played the
we look
card that directly
we look for
countered us.
survive. It doesn't directly counter us. He has a
Yeah,
4/3,
I
a
mean,
4/3, and a 2/2.
no, it
And we
directly
get
counters
the
us.
survival of the
It's his
fittest.
best
We
thing.
get the survival of the fittest template.
Yeah, it's his best thing, but we still.
Jesus Christ.
No.
It's so broken.
It was still his best play.
Yeah.
It was better than the best play in the standard list.
Should
and
I trade
yeah.
to kill the 5/6, or do I trade to kill the? Yeah, of course we're trading. But do I trade to kill the 5/6, or do I trade to kill 2 4/3s?
I'd kill the 4/3.
We're definitely killing a 4/3, and we want to kill beasts.
There's no, unless I'm missing something, there's no like swipe effect in standard.
There's not.
It's
There's nothing that deals damage in standard.
It's just Scale of Onyxia, really, in standard.
He's for swipe effects. You want to kill a 4/3?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How was a turn?
Pretty good.
That was a doozy. That was 44 damage showing, and he's playing some Vibrant Squirrels on turn 6. Fair and balanced.
Okay.
Let me know how that works out for you, friend.
He died.
Did he?
That's how it works out.
He did.
Probably.
34 damage. He's done. He got
Pretty
Arbor Up into Arbor Up after Pride's Fury. He had a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, this game is the perfect example of why everybody watching this video should create this deck that I have linked in the description and play it.
Nope.
Yes, yes, they should.
Nope.
Yes.
Horrible deck. Stop it.
Okay, we're actually not going to include this segment of gameplay in the video in the final version because it's just too good.
Yep.
It's like the flavor text for tour guide, right? Where it's like, yes, we'll show you that dark corridor or whatever it is. You know that flavor text, and that'll be at the end of the tour. We're not going to show people this broken.
It's what I was saying before the game. Like, even though he's probably the hardest counter in standard that's a meta deck to our deck, and he hit the high roll, we hit our high roll, so it doesn't matter.
I mean,
anyways.
we didn't just hit the high roll. I think we literally got the royal flush, right? Because we had reload post the past turn we had to take on 2, and we had Bloom Guff and a coin on top of it. Like, it was just actually disgusting. Anyway, the deck will be in the description of the video. You guys should check out my Twitch. I'm actually streaming this to people on Twitch right now, so you guys should come by. I stream every night from 10 to 2 East Coast US, and I appreciate you guys stopping by this YouTube video, as well as if you stop by my Twitch, twitch.tv/glare, spelled GL4R3. I'm also on Twitter, so you should check me out. Twitter.com/glare_HS. And Tempo is my brother. Would you like to do any plugging of your stuff? I know you mainly play Fortnite, but you've talked about maybe doing some Hearthstone content creation in the future.
It's me. I'm Tempo on stuff. Yeah, it's just me. You'll see me. I'm around. What's up?
It's spelled funky. It's not Tempo as in it's Tempo with an E at the end, which is a cool nickname.
Hi, that's me.
Yep. Anyway, that should be it from us. We're going to continue streaming. Anybody who's watching on Twitch tonight, at least I am. But that was a good game to end on, man. That was something else.
Yeah, it's literally exactly what I was saying before. Like, it doesn't matter. He's the second best deck in standard for ladder.
We're not the best deck, right? Like,
we're the best deck.
Kazakhstan is the best. But
Ramp Druid's the best deck, but Kazakhstan's the payoff. But this is like a faster, but
yeah.
it's a faster but slightly worse payoff. The
And
only reason it's
unless
worse is because it takes more cards and than just
yeah,
running a Kazakhstan. You have to run like 8 or 9 cards or something
but
instead of just running a Kazakhstan.
you can run clowns though.
You
Is the
can
great thing.
run
You can run
clowns.
clowns because Kazakhstan you'd have to play the
Yep.
clowns before you could play Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Imagine
I
if
mean
Kazakhstan
that's
didn't
the
have
only
that
reason.
condition.
Yeah. Like literally the only reason it's worse is because there's more cards that are for after you ramp.
Yeah.
Like in Kazakhstan, you get to run Lunar Eclipse and Solar Eclipse and Cenarian and stuff and still be able to run this stuff for after you ramp. But in this, you have to cut those to be able to run clowns and survival and stuff. It's literally only worse because there's not enough deck slots. Or
Imagine
because
if
it
it was
takes
like Magic.
higher percentage of your deck slots,
Yeah,
really.
you can't like fit as much of the ramp because you're putting in Umbral Owl and Strongman and Promoted Protector and Carnival Clown.
I mean,
And all that.
even if there's 40 deck slots, Kazakhstan's better because you're
Because
only
it's
taking one
consistent,
of the
right?
40.
Oh, also
Because
that.
you're only taking, it's still a smaller percentage of the deck slots, no matter how many cards you put in the deck.
Have we played Vandar yet?
Nope.
Nope. I haven't played Umbral Owl either. What do you think of
It's
this
still
after playing that game? Probably doesn't
Vandar.
impact too much.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't play
We
it,
didn't play it,
but
so we can't really evaluate it based on that. But what were you gonna say?
the thing with Vandar is it's actively better than Overgrowth on turn 4 against aggro.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's like a wild growth with stats attached to it.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's an Overgrowth with stats attached to it. It just doesn't hit your spells. It's better than
we actually
Overgrowth
only have
with stats
two.
attached
We only
to
have
it.
two spells, right? It's Onyxia and Survival of the Fittest, besides the ramp spells.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Overgrowth with a body in this deck. Sometimes a bit worse, but most of the time it's just Overgrowth with a body.
Well, this was fun, man. We should do this every week going forward. No, you're always invited on. You had talked about wanting to do some co-ops when we moved to the new apartment.
Yeah.
So you're as welcome, and I hope that I'm welcome on your channel as well. If we ever do a co-op in the other direction, try to learn Fortnite on my 60 hertz monitor like a noob.
Hell yeah.
Could be fun. I'm more inclined to try League of Legends, I think, or we might have some intersect with Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Although I
mean,
League
is definitely more
like accessible.
It's more beginner friendly because the ranked system is way better.
I've heard that it's not very friendly to noobs.
It's not friendly. It's more beginner friendly though.
The game itself,
the ranked system actually just matches you again. Like if you're a new player, it's gonna match you against other new players. It's not gonna match you against like the really good people.
So do people not?
Fortnite does that. There's Smurfs, but they'll get a really good win rate, and then there's same thing. There's hidden MMR.
Do you just like never lose if you're really good and you go into a bad lobby?
You still lose a lot because it's still 5v5. So even like the best players who would have
LeBron's
a 90% win rate,
if it's just him kind of thing.
Yeah, like LeBron plus 4 preschoolers isn't going to beat 5 NBA players. It doesn't matter, right?
I don't know the NBA well enough, but I feel like
it just doesn't matter.
LeBron's pretty good. I get the point though. It's like you Smurf,
you can only carry so far in a 5v5 as one person.
Do they have other formats? Like, is it 5v5 and 3v3?
Yeah.
7v7 and all that, or is it just how's the game work? Actually, no, nothing.
5v5 is the main game mode, but there is 3v3, and you can technically set up custom 1v1s, and people have like custom rule sets for it and stuff.
To just be like I'm better than you kind of thing, to like flex on.
Yeah.
Or just set up to challenge somebody you want to like prove you're better than them or whatever.
Yeah, there are like, it's not official rules, but like everyone that plays League knows the rules to a 1v1 kind of thing.
Cool. We should think about doing that, like for real. I play a lot of Hearthstone. and I like it.
And it's really definitely, like I said the other day, just download it and do the tutorial, and you'll see what it's about.
Yeah,
See if you like it.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure I will. I mean, half the world plays it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that should be it for this week's Gaming with Claire episode. I thank you guys again for hanging out. And again, twitch.tv/Glare and twitter.com/Glare_HS. My brother's Tempo with an E, TEMPOE on all platforms as far as I'm aware. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. And I hope to catch you next week in another episode of Gaming with Claire.
Gaming.